The alarm blared for the third time. I groaned, hitting snooze again. My name's Maggie Campbell, 30 and working at Next Level Marketing in Chicago. I glanced at Dad's photo on my nightstand. 2 years gone, but the pain's still fresh. I reached for his vintage Omega watch. The leather strap was worn, but it kept perfect time. Time is precious, kiddo, he'd always say. I strapped it on, feeling like I was carrying a piece of him with me. My phone buzzed with a text from Elena, my work bestie, an emotional rock since Dad died. Coffee ready? Meeting moved up. Wilson's on the warpath. Save me from vending machine hell, I texted back. Last night's family dinner still lingered in my mind. Vanessa, my stepmother, had married Dad 5 years before he died. She was all blonde hair and fake sympathy, playing grieving widow while eyeing my apartment like she was appraising it. Another text popped up from Tyler, my stepbrother. Hey, Mags, about that investment we discussed. We hadn't discussed anything. Tyler had rambled about his failing tech startup through dessert, hunting for handouts since Vanessa cut him off last year. The L train was packed with Monday commuters. My phone rang as I squeezed through the doors. Your stepmother's on line 1. Tell her I'm in a meeting. I already told her you're on your way in. Margaret, darling, I think I left my gold bracelet at your place. Only Vanessa called me Margaret, despite knowing I hated it. I haven't seen it, but I'll check tonight. It was my mother's, very valuable. Tyler said he'd swing by to pick it up. I have plans tonight. A lie. I'll look for it later. Elena appeared with coffee when I arrived at work. You're a lifesaver. Family dinner that bad, huh? Vanessa brought up selling Dad's lake house again. The nerve. She knows how much that place means to you. And now Tyler wants me to invest in whatever his scheme is this month. The same Tyler who borrowed your credit card last Christmas? The very one. The day dragged on with client calls and campaign revisions. By 6, I was exhausted and headed home. My apartment felt empty. I kicked off my heels and half-heartedly searched for Vanessa's bracelet. That's when I noticed my jewelry box slightly open. I never left it open. The vintage Omega watch, Dad's watch, was gone. I frantically emptied the entire box, scattering jewelry across the floor. Nothing. I searched everywhere, panic rising in my throat. My hands shook as I called Elena. It's gone. Dad's watch is gone. What? Are you sure you didn't misplace it? I always put it back in the same spot. Always. My voice cracked. Someone took it. Someone at the dinner last night. Maggie, breathe. Who was there again? Just Vanessa and Tyler. The realization hit me like a physical blow. My own family. They took the only thing I had left of him. I tore through my apartment, flipping couch cushions and emptying drawers. They wouldn't just take it. Not Dad's watch. Elena stayed on speaker. Did you check your bathroom? Everywhere. 3 times. I tried calling Tyler and Vanessa, straight to voicemail. My phone buzzed with an unknown number. Hello, is this Margaret Campbell? Who's asking? Marco from Golden Mile Pawn. Your father was a good customer. My heart skipped. You knew my dad? Frank Campbell, right? Look, something came in today. An Omega Seamaster circa 1968. My father's watch. Got a young guy and blonde lady bringing it in. Said they needed quick cash. Tyler and Vanessa, I whispered. Come by tomorrow morning and we'll sort this out. My doorbell rang. James, my boyfriend of 8 months, stood holding takeout bags. You look like hell. What happened? My step-bitch and her spawn stole my dad's watch and tried to pawn it. James pulled me into a hug. This is theft, Maggie. We should call the police. And say what? That my family took something they'll claim I gave them? Then we confront them directly. I'll go with you. I'm going to the pawn shop first thing tomorrow. I'm coming too. No arguments. The next morning, Marco showed us Dad's Omega sitting on his counter. They offered to sell it for $5,000, Marco said. Worth more like 15. James examined it. You have security footage? Sure do. I clutched the watch. I want to see them, now. We arrived at Vanessa's fancy Lincoln Park condo. Tyler answered, his smug expression dropping. Maggie? What are... I pushed past him. Where is she? Vanessa emerged from the kitchen. Margaret? This is unexpected. I held up the watch. Recognize this? Color drained from her face. Tyler stuttered. How did you… Golden Mile Pawn, Marco called me. Vanessa recovered quickly. We were going to tell you. Tyler's business needed emergency capital. So you stole from me? Borrowed, Tyler corrected. We were going to buy it back. With what money? Your failing app? Vanessa waved dismissively. Family helps family. Tyler needed it more than you did. It was my father's. My husband's, Vanessa countered. And what would Frank say about you denying help to your brother? I noticed something on her mantel mom's antique music box that had disappeared after Dad died. What else did you take? I moved toward the shelves, spotting Dad's cufflinks, Grandma's pearl earrings. These were supposed to go to me. It's in Dad's will. Tyler shrugged. Prove it. Mom says different. James pulled out his phone. I'm documenting everything. You'll be hearing from Maggie's lawyer. Our lawyer? Vanessa smiled thinly. Family matters should stay private, don't you think? I stormed out of Vanessa's condo, gripping Dad's watch so tight my knuckles turned white. James followed close behind. Did you see how they acted? Like they had every right to take it? We need a plan, not just anger, James said, his lawyer brain already calculating. What exactly did your dad's will say about those items? Everything was supposed to go to me except the house and car. Back at my apartment, Elena and Marco were waiting. I'd called them both on the drive over. You recovered the watch, thank God, Elena hugged me. Marco nodded approvingly. Smart move documenting everything, but they'll deny it all unless you catch them red-handed. They already stole from me. What more do we need? Evidence they can't talk their way out of. James pulled out his laptop. Let's start with Tyler's so-called business. 2 hours of digging revealed Tyler's company was barely more than a website and some flashy PowerPoints. His LinkedIn claimed 4 employees and $500K in seed funding. Look at this investor pitch deck. Elena pointed at a slide. These revenue projections are straight-up fantasy. And these testimonials, James added, are from companies that don't exist. I scrolled through Dad's old emails that I'd saved. Here's something. Vanessa convinced Dad to change financial advisors 6 months before he got sick. Marco leaned forward. Your father mentioned that. Wasn't happy about it. The new advisor was her college roommate's husband. I kept reading. She moved all his investments to these weird high-fee accounts. Classic churning, James said. Generates commissions while draining the principal. So what's our move? Elena asked. I thought for a moment. I need to make them think I've forgiven them. Get them comfortable enough to slip up. A sting operation, Marco grinned. I like it. The plan came together quickly. James created a fake investor profile, Richard Way of Apex Ventures, and contacted Tyler about his startup. 3 days later, I met Vanessa for coffee, swallowing my pride. I overreacted about the watch. Family comes first, right? Vanessa's suspicion melted into smug satisfaction. I knew you'd come around, Margaret. Your father would be proud. Actually, I might have an investor for Tyler, friend of James from law school. Her eyes lit up. Really? That's wonderful. He wants to meet us all for dinner first. Thursday at Riviera? Perfect. I'll tell Tyler immediately. Thursday night, James and I arrived early to set up. The private dining room was wired with Elena's recording equipment, hidden inside centerpieces and picture frames. Vanessa and Tyler arrived dressed to impress. Tyler couldn't stop talking about his revolutionary platform to James's college friend Miguel, who was playing our investor. We're projecting 8-figure revenue by Q3, Tyler boasted. With what customers? Miguel asked innocently. We have letters of intent from major retailers. Can I see them? Tyler hesitated. They're confidential, but I can assure you, like how you assured those UCLA students who invested their tuition money? I interrupted. Tyler froze. What are you talking about? I slid a folder across the table. Funny how they can't reach you anymore. This This is a misunderstanding. Like misunderstanding Dad's will? I pressed. Or borrowing his possessions to fund your scam? Vanessa reached for my hand. Margaret, sweetie, we made a mistake with the watch. We're truly sorry. Sorry you got caught, I corrected, revealing the recorder under the centerpiece. You set us up, Vanessa hissed, mask finally slipping. Family helps family, I echoed her words. Consider this an intervention. Vanessa stood up, knocking her chair backward. You little snake, after everything I've done for you. Like stealing my inheritance? Some favor? Tyler tried damage control. Look, it's just a family misunderstanding. Save it for Uncle Pete's birthday party tomorrow, I said, gathering my things. Everyone will be there to hear the full story. You wouldn't dare, Vanessa hissed. Watch me. The next day, Dad's side of the family gathered at Uncle Pete's lake house. Cousins, aunts, uncles, people who'd known Dad his whole life. People who'd welcomed Vanessa with open arms when she married him. Elena and James flanked me for support as I waited for the right moment. Vanessa and Tyler arrived late, plastering on fake smiles. Uncle Pete clinked his glass for a toast. To family. The ones we're born with and the ones we choose. Perfect timing. Speaking of family, I stood up. I have something important to share. Vanessa glared daggers at me across the room. 2 years after Dad died, I discovered Vanessa and Tyler have been stealing family heirlooms, including Dad's watch. Murmurs rippled through the room. Aunt Carol gasped. That's ridiculous, Vanessa laughed nervously. Margaret is confused. I pulled out my phone, connecting it to Uncle Pete's Bluetooth speaker. Tyler's voice filled the room. Mom says we're entitled to more than what the will said. Old man didn't know what he was signing anyway. Vanessa, the watch alone will cover your investor meeting. Just don't mention where it came from. The color drained from their faces. There's more, I continued, passing out folders. Tyler has been defrauding investors, and Vanessa manipulated Dad's finances before he died, moving money to accounts that benefited her friend's commission. Uncle Pete flipped through the papers, his expression hardening. Aunt Carol confronted Vanessa. We welcomed you into this family. How could you? It's not what it looks like. Cousin Derek, an actual tech entrepreneur, cornered Tyler. You've been telling people I advised your startup? That's a straight-up lie, man. Tyler backed away. It was just networking talk. It's fraud. James stepped forward. And we've already contacted the investors you scammed. The family closed ranks around me. Uncle Pete put his arm around my shoulders. Frank would be heartbroken to see this. Vanessa, I think you should leave. This is ridiculous. You're all turning on me because of some doctored recordings? The DA won't think they're doctored, I replied. Neither will the state bar when they hear how you manipulated Dad's will. 2 weeks later, Tyler faced charges for investor fraud. Vanessa wasn't charged, but was cut off from family events. Uncle Pete hired a lawyer who helped recover everything they'd taken. I placed Dad's watch back in my jewelry box alongside Mom's music box and Grandma's pearls. Elena and James came over with pizza to celebrate. To justice, Elena raised her glass. And to found family, James added. Later that night, after they'd gone, I sat on my balcony watching the city lights. Dad's watch ticked steadily on my wrist. You were right, Dad, I whispered. Time is precious. The watch seemed to glow in the moonlight, as if he was somehow listening. For the first time in 2 years, the weight of grief felt lighter. I had honored his memory by fighting for what was right, exactly what he would have done. As Chicago hummed below, I made a silent promise to live by his example, valuing time, cherishing real connections, and standing up for what matters. Would you have confronted Vanessa and Tyler publicly like Maggie did, or handled it privately through legal channels? Is public family shame ever justified when someone betrays your trust? Or should some matters stay behind closed doors no matter what? Share your thoughts in the comments below. What would you have done if someone stole something irreplaceable from you? If you enjoyed Maggie's journey to reclaim her father's watch and found yourself invested in her story, Hit that like button and subscribe to catch more stories like this one. Your support helps this channel grow, and I'd love to hear your perspective on these complicated family dynamics.